LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
A short trip here can give you a long-haul holiday here. Collect Avios on your everyday spending and jet off to somewhere special. Sign up to the British Airways Club and collect Avios on your daily commute, online shopping and groceries. Then spend your Avios on flights, car hire, hotels and more. Your everyday can pay for your holiday. Start collecting today. Search Avios. T's and C's apply.
Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital? Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for December 9th through 13th, 2024. This is such a bummer because we are having to re-record because for some reason our initial recording, Amanda thought she was having technical difficulties. I had 0 skips or anything. And it turns out that for some reason, when we went to look at the audio, I sound like, what was his name? Max Headspace from MTV? Is that what his name was? Max Headspace?
I don't know. I just kept calling him
Max Headroom. Max Headroom. Yeah. I sounded bad. It was bad. And like,
better. That's funny.
But could not even understand like a word I was saying. Like there was no saving it, which stinks.
It does stink.
Because we had such a good conversation and I hate sounding like we recreate or
right.
like, you know.
Like we rehearsed it because we did, but we didn't mean to.
No. I mean, I'm probably not going to cry during the same parts because
I know.
We can reference the original recording then. So we do have a Port Charles pipeline. There's a 2-parter. Subject is Lucky and Liz, 1999. And just want to preface this with, we had said on the Lucky and Liz 411 with the fire that was it for Jonathan Jackson. Last week's episode that we released on December 12th was the one where I realized that, nope, he still had some more episodes in him. And that was the one where he was with Faison and locked away and all that stuff. That was still Jonathan Jackson. So I understand why we got this email, but it was beautifully written. So we're going to read it. Hey, I just finished your Lucky and Liz 411s on your podcast. Great job. I loved reliving their story with you. Oh, there is more to go. We're just on a temporary pause right now. I just wanted to mention 3 things. If Liz didn't give the subway token necklace to fake Lucky, aka Jacob Young's character, when he, quote, returned, I honestly can't remember. I try to forget his lucky years. She should still have the necklace. And we also forgot on this upcoming week's 411 to mention that it was Jacob Young that took over the role as Lucky. We just mentioned that he was recast, but I think that I was kind of just like so
in denial,
scrambled. No, I was all because we weren't even sure if it was actually the next episode. Like it was
right. Yeah, the introduction sentence was like out of place.
Yeah, I think it took us about 15 minutes before we really got there and was like, I think this actually was the next episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the second point to her email is Jonathan Jackson actually filmed a number of scenes that ended up being him, quote, on screen until the summer. There were a number of scenes with Faison, then with making a phone call to Liz, but she couldn't hear him, a dream of her letting her go, and even a dream by Laura of what his life would be like if he had lived to adulthood. And this was the episode that we just released, was the one where he was being held captive by Faison. And then finally, the fire scenes aired the same day as the Columbine massacre. It just made the whole thing surreal. I cried and cried and cried about Lucky's death, even knowing the spoilers that he would be really alive. But I think a lot of it was heightened by the real life massacre of teenagers. And I had shared that, like, I don't remember actually watching the fire scenes originally. And like, I was a junior in high school when Columbine happened. I was definitely watching this after school. So I don't know, because it was probably preempted.
And I feel like they didn't really focus on it. Like, it wasn't a burning building. I don't remember it anyway, being like a burning building and then just like hyper focusing on it. It was more like, oh no, there's a fire. And then seeing her like outside of the fire when it talked about her sitting like across the street or whatever, that part of it. So I don't know if it was preempted or if they just didn't show that, but I don't remember it.
I don't either. And it's like, but I just don't feel like I remember even the funeral or like anything like that. So I don't know. But I mean, I guess that was a bad day.
Yeah. Especially since you were still in high school. Like,
I was their age. I mean,
yeah,
they were my age. Like that was like, and I mean, it was a school. I went to a pretty similar high school in the area, you know, it was
right.
Weird. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's just so weird to think about.
It is.
But yeah. But then she goes on to say, anyway, just wanted to send you this note. I'm so excited about Jonathan Jackson being back. And I really hope they do the Lucky and Liz reunion right this time, which they are.
Yes.
They are. And then she said, P.S. The song Luke and Laura danced to at the Triple L was Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? And I had found that clip while I was looking for something while editing like the 411s. And then during the original recording, we had the aha moment of, was that Fascination maybe the name of the song, that like the melody that plays when Luke and Laura play, or Come On Scene, how sometimes, I don't feel like they still do that much though with why do I feel like Jason and Sam might have been like the last ones?
Last one, yeah, that makes sense.
Because I can't think of anyone who has, like when we see Chase and Brooklyn together, and it wasn't an every time, but you know, typically when there's something special happening, like you hear their song, you know, or the lead up to it, it'll be like slow and like kind of quiet.
Yes.
But yeah, do couples still have their theme songs on soaps? I don't know. I haven't really been paying much attention, but I think that might be what the Fascination thing is. So that's our Port Charles Pipeline. Oh, actually, something I did miss on the original recording. So we don't typically read messages from social media because we want them emailed to us so that way we don't forget about them. See, I mean, this isn't that important. Not that it's not important.
It could have been mentioned next week, but it's good that you remembered it now.
Yes. So, well, I actually had it on my notes. I just didn't apparently read my notes the first time that I document like what the Port Charles pipelines are. So it's from about a week ago. Hi there. I'm the listener from Boston that emailed last year about holding your breath in tunnels in Boston because my dad said we were driving through water. Laughing now because with the heavy rainfall this week, those tunnels are full of water. I guess my dad was right. Hope everyone is staying safe. I'm sure the city has it under control. Kristina. It was the Ted Williams tunnel, which is already underwater.
That's crazy.
It is the tunnel that goes under the water. I looked it up and I was like, oh my goodness gracious, that is so scary because you're like, okay, is that rainwater or is that harbor water? Is that ocean water? Like what's in the tunnel? So Kristina, hope everyone is okay up there. You know, Boston's one of my favorite places in the world, so I really don't want anything to happen to it. I have not heard anything bad, and I have enough people up there that I feel like if this was a national tragedy, I would know by now. But still, yeah. If you get a second, look up the videos and everything. It was kind of weird.
Crazy.
Yeah. So then this upcoming 411, we are doing Lucky Part 15. Again, we were all messed up on the timeline, but this is where Jacob Young takes over the role of Lucky Spencer. And then for the Hulu headlines, on Monday, Liz and Lucky get nostalgic. Laura receives a visitor. Oh, we forgot to talk about that. Oh, no, we didn't. Man, that was such a funny conversation we had.
I was going to say, you had strong feelings on that, so go ahead.
I'm going to repeat those strong feelings, but it's not going to be as funny. Dex gets a holiday treat. Did not last the whole week, though. Sonny makes Kristina an offer. Molly considers Alexis's proposal. On Tuesday, Brennan confronts Carly. Nina issues a warning. Curtis tests Drew. Kai surprises Trina, and Sasha updates Maxie. On Wednesday, Anna conducts an interrogation. Curtis makes a confession. Drew seeks Nina's assistance. Oh, we forgot to talk about that, actually. Dex reassures Jocelyn. Isaiah shares good news with Jordan. On Thursday, tensions flare at the Quartermaine Christmas party. Ava and Rick get an unwelcome surprise. Kristina brainstorms. Sonny and Natalia celebrate. We forgot to talk about that, too.
Oh, yeah.
Tracy makes a faux pas. And then on Friday, Elizabeth is baffled. Trina seeks out Kai. Drew is in the hot seat. Jocelyn gets life-changing news, and Carly runs interference. And so the first thing we talked about on the original recording was the glorious reunion, nostalgia, whatever it was that they just said about Lucky and Liz, and how Lucky started the week with just him being in Rice Plaza. I had looked to see if it was somebody from his band, and the busker was not in his band. I think that would have been a cool... I think they really could have even used his brother, because his brother's in the band, and it would have been like, that guy kind of looks like him. Why is he also on General Hospital?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. It'd be even better if they were actually playing one of their songs, but that's another thing. They're not like a Christmas band, but
right.
Was the busker even always only just playing Christmas music? I don't remember. But, you know, Lucky's just seemingly enjoying his time back in Port Charles. He sees Liz come onto the lot, and she's looking at the Christmas trees. She says that Aiden basically ditched her, but, you know, she still has to get her Christmas tree. And she starts to go over to the small pile, and Lucky's kind of like, what are you doing? You know, you really like Christmas. Why are you getting such a small tree? And she's like, well, I'm the one that has to lug it in the house. And he's like, well, I can help you. So she asks him to be her wingman. And so he says yes. And then the next time we see them, the tree was getting, you know, tied up to the car, and they were watching the guy play the music. And she started the nostalgia.
She did. She
started it. And she said, you know, do you remember how when we were younger, how we had such big dreams of moving to New York City? And he said, you know, he was going to make a killing playing music in the park, and then she was going to become a famous artist. And they just talked about how, you know, they had such big dreams, and, you know, she was kind of passing it off like, yeah, I guess we were pretty foolish back then. And he's like, no, he's like, that's what you're supposed to do when you're that age. You're supposed to have these big, ridiculous dreams. You don't know that the world can basically like beat you up and everything. Oh, because she said something about that. She's like, yeah, it's different when you're actually in it. Like when you're living in it. Like when you think that you have the world at your fingertips, and then you're like, oh shoot, no, I don't. And she mentioned to him that he was the first person that ever believed in her, and that helped her believe in herself. And then he was like, how could you not think, what did he said, hold on, I actually think I wrote this. You were worthy of it all, Elizabeth. You still are. Really, you deserve the world. And then they went back to her house, and we didn't say this. It was the guy came over and said that they were all set and wished them a Merry Christmas. And Lucky said he had a feeling it would.
Yes.
And then he helped her take the tree to her house, and Aiden wasn't there again, or still. And so he gets really, really excited, and he's like, oh, you know, it'd be so cool is if we just decorate the house like a Christmas wonderland for Aiden when he got home. And then he stopped himself and was like, oh, wait, unless that's, you know, like too much, you know, is this something that you guys do together? And Liz is like, oh, no, he will be so thankful. That way he doesn't have to help me with any of it.
He did take dibs on some cookies, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He asked her if she had made her holiday cake. What was it that he asked her if she made?
I think he just asked, did you make your cookies? And she said no, but Aiden's made 4 different kinds.
Yes. So
yeah. So they had some cookies, and then he opened up like one of her ornament boxes, and, you know, they got to decorating. And then
look, there were so many boxes of ornaments. That's what they like. He poked fun at her at the Christmas tree place, because he was like, yeah, really, did you suddenly lose ornaments? Because I'm thinking all your stuff's not going to fit on that baby tree. And she had boxes and boxes, like most people with multiple children have. So Oh, we forgot to talk about that too. Gio said that none of the
store-bought ornaments got to go on the tree until the
Oh.
homemade ones were all on,
Yes.
and the lower branches had to be saved for the littles, and all the uncles put on the lights. You guys don't know that we forgot to talk about that, but we did. And now we're sticking with Lucky and Liz. We're sticking with Lucky and Liz. And then like they were just finishing up the tree and everything, and he slyly mentions that he's going to be staying in Port Charles, and he's like, "But I have to get a job." And she's like, "Well, why don't you revisit a old dream?" And I don't think he really picked up on it and right away. And she's like, "I'm sure that Port Charles could use more than one busker." And he's like, "Well, I need a guitar." And she just got the cutest look on her face, like so excited. And she's like, "Wait 1 second," runs upstairs, comes back down with a beautiful guitar. And Lucky asks whose it was. And she said it was Cam's. He says he wants you to play it. And Lucky's like, "No, I'm not playing his guitar." She's like, "It's collecting dust upstairs, seriously." And so they sit down by the fire, and she's like, "Will you play something?" And then he's like, "Oh, I'll have to see what I remember." And then he starts to play Elizabeth, which I don't think we've heard him play that since the 90s, right?
I don't think so.
So, and they did a beautiful, seriously, I cried through this whole part. I'm sure that's going to surprise so many of our old, but
oh, that's funny that you cried. No, I had said that Madeline walked down during that point or through the living room at that point and was like, "Oh, look, he's going to sing to her." And I went off in my 90s nostalgia of, "Oh my God, but you don't understand because they're like back together. Like they're working on their friendship now.
Yep.
They get back together because they were younger." And she was just kind of like, "Oh, okay, Mom, you got way too excited there. I'm going to go back upstairs."
Yep. And they did where they faded out as he was singing and showed the original clip of Lucky singing to Elizabeth. And so I will say I just figured this one out while I was creating the photo for this episode, which we had already named Elizabeth, and we are not changing it. They were wearing the same colors.
That's very cool that they stuck to it that far.
Yep. Different style, but like she's wearing like the dark, kind of like a cranberry almost top. So, but yeah, he sings to her. It was absolutely perfect because after he was done, they just smiled at each other and that was it. It was,
right.
They didn't talk about it. There was nothing. The next time we saw Liz, she was at work. I don't think we saw Lucky the rest of the week.
No.
So it was just,
it was classic.
Absolutely perfect.
Classic Lucky and Liz, where they're starting with the friendship with that little bit of flirtation that you're like, "Oh, come on, make it into something more." But they definitely didn't rush it. And that was awesome.
Yep. Take your time, guys. Take your time. Do not. The only problem is, and we've said this before, is if they do it, this has to be it.
It does.
But then that means he has to stay because I don't want to lose Liz.
Right.
So
you're torn. I get it.
Welcome to your lifetime contract, Jonathan Jackson. I forget where we went after that. Now we just have to go.
I think we were
wherever.
talking about, like Liz. We talked about Liz being at the hospital and someone asking her about, was she ready for Christmas or something along those lines? And she was like, "No, but I think it's going to be a good one," or whatever. And so you could see the twinkle of hope that she had. And then
I like that, but we're sticking with Elizabeth. But I like the twinkle of hope.
Stick with Elizabeth.
Aww. I already made the graphic, though.
Yes, no, absolutely. Stick with that.
Okay.
Anyway, Liz was working whenever Dex came in, because that was what else happened at the Christmas tree farm after they had already left, or Christmas tree sales after they had already left. Dex was there with his new partner. We forgot to mention he has a new partner.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And there were some kids starting a fight, and he stepped in. They broke up the fight, and he confiscated some alcohol off of them and then went to dump the alcohol out. And Shannon's very upset that he didn't just dump it on the ground because now he's causing a disaster.
No, I said go in and drain. Like, that's what the sink's for. Man, that was such a good rant, too. Because that poor custodian they're going to tie off that bag, throw it in their truck, throw it in the garbage thing, whatever, and it's going to bust open. And it's going to be garbage and grime and yuckiness everywhere. And that's not fair.
Maybe it was holiday alcohol, so at least it's like peppermint flavored or something.
Okay, so something tells me you never had a bad night with peppermint schnapps or Goldschlager.
I have never had a bad night with peppermint schnapps, and it's so funny that you have a bad story because Ryan hates peppermint because he had a very bad encounter with peppermint schnapps.
Goldschlager cinnamon.
Oh, okay.
Not peppermint.
Oh,
I had a bad Goldschlager night.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
I didn't get as many adventures as you guys did because I had. Well, you were underage then if you were drinking.
No, I had every other weekend. The kids weren't with me.
Oh, see, I never had that. I had Matt all day, every day for ever.
Well, you were underage then. I was not.
True. But then even after I was of legal drinking age, I still had Matt every weekend. So I did not have many drinking adventures. But anyway.
I would do without them if I was also a server and bartender though. So like I worked late. And so even if
no, that totally makes sense that you would like.
I wasn't out on a random Tuesday.
I wasn't calling you like, oh, Shannon left her kids at home locked in a closet while she went out drinking. That's not what I said at all. I'm just saying I did not have the same opportunities to drink and get into those kind of troubles. So don't have the bad experiences. I think the only bad experience I ever really had was with beer, and that was because I was underage, and my parents had one of those tables that were cool back in the day that was glass, but it was like glass layered on top of each other and like tempered together then. Well, it's like open on the sides, even though it's not supposed to be. So if you throw up on one of those, you have to get a kitchen knife out and try to clean up the grossness in between.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Luckily, because I shouldn't have been drinking, I didn't have to do any of the cleanup. That was all my sister's fault. So she had to handle cleanup.
No, Val.
Yep. So anyway,
Val.
Plain old beer, no fun peppermint or Goldschlager stories like you and Ryan. But anyway, Specs went to dump out the stuff, and all of a sudden, someone comes up behind him and stabs him, which I feel like was not a very large knife. Injured him, yes, but it was not like causing major damage. And that's even what they said at the hospital was like, oh yeah, he got stabbed. He needs some stitches. They said a surgery, but I'm not really sure what was happening in surgery because it just seemed like some stitches. I guess internal stitches, perhaps, because it did go somewhat deep. But it was not a bad injury. So Liz was there whenever he came in, like whenever they brought him in, and was like, oh, okay. Like the whole staff was there.
I had said that I thought it was a hunting knife, and now I'm Googling because now we're recording on my phone because apparently my computer hates me. And it's like a short, stubby hunting knife, but where did it go now? But it has those
like those ridges, yes.
Yeah.
So you are correct. I don't know. See, when I think of stabbing someone, I think like a not like a butcher knife, but like the very sharp stabby knife, not a little stubby one. I want to make an impact. I want to be a Heather Weber, not a Cyrus from now. Okay.
Right, because we do know we don't know if Cyrus stabbed him. I don't think Cyrus stabbed him. I don't think Cyrus stabbed him.
No?
No, but I do think that hold it. Could he have stabbed him with that digitalis on the blade?
Ooh, okay.
We didn't talk about that because Cyrus did not go into the hospital because we had seen that Cyrus is the one who put the digitalis in Sam's IV bag. And we talked about how we don't know why or like whatever. Like I had mentioned that it was possibly trying to get her out of the way of being in Lulu.
Yeah, Shannon's still trying to find some redemption for Cyrus.
No, that is not redemption. No, you misunderstood that one. That is not redemption, though. Like, I don't agree with if that's why he did it. Heck no.
I'm not saying that you agree with it, but you're trying to justify it with but it was not a nice thing like Lulu wanted it, but like, oh, he did it for his niece so that she could have a future with her child's father, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, he's just a maniac. I don't think he had any.
Well, no, I wonder if that's what they're going to say. Like, I don't think that's, I don't know. I think that it's just dumb the whole way around.
Oh, I agree with that. But yeah, I didn't think about the fact that he didn't go and see Dex. So how would Dex have died? Do you think, I did not say this before because it just popped in my head. Do you think that Cyrus and surgeon guy, oh my God, I just lost his name, Isaiah, could be working together?
Oh. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it's way too coincidental for Lucky to have known Isaiah, for him to come back and save Lulu.
True.
Like that's been my whole problem with Isaiah the whole time, is if he's a bad guy, this was so weirdly coincidental. You know, it was,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand why Dex died. I don't understand why Cyrus would have killed Sam. I hate the fact that we straight up know that. You know, we talked about how, yes, I really did think that Cyrus was getting a redemptive story, but it was fun arguing about it. Like now there's no interpretation. It's like they just completely said, you know what? Nope, straight back to bad guy. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Like, you were never even trying to be good. Like, there was no struggle of good and evil. There was no backsliding. It was just, no.
Right. And we said that it would have been more fun to keep us in suspense. Like, they should have showed Cyrus walking into Sam's room and, like, blessing her or something and then leaving. And then also Isaiah and like some random orderly at another time, so that we could be like, oh, wait, who is it? And at least think that out for another week or two. Instead, it was just like, I was like, they got lazy. Like, I'm tired of writing this. Just hand them a syringe and we're done.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's just,
I don't know. And I really don't understand why they killed Dex. Like, I don't get it. And now I feel bad for Joss. Like I said it in our previous recording of, I think that now we're going to make Sasha happy. So we have to make Joss like the new Sasha. She's just going to continuously have boyfriends die. She can't be with anyone.
And didn't Oscar die near a holiday also?
I thought his was in the early summer.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
No, I mean, you're probably right.
I just remember them putting that rock in the park for him. The Lila's kids, and it helped out for that, blah, blah, blah. And I thought that was like relatively close to when he died.
That makes sense. Maybe Easter's what I'm thinking of then.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
But yeah, I mean, not cool.
Right. Could you imagine being like 21 years old and already having two of your boyfriends die? Like, that's traumatic.
It is. And they've never been romantic relationships, but I've had way too many people like my age close to me die throughout my life. Like, since I was 11, it's ridiculous.
Oh, that's freaky.
Oh, I hate it. I mean, I don't know anyone who would love it, but it's definitely like, it's, like friends of ours got married 6 months after us, and she passed away 6-7 years after they.
Weeks ago. Then that's yeah.
Like a friend of mine was clipped by like an 18-wheeler on his motorcycle when he was in his 20s. Just a lot.
Yeah, that's
yeah. A lot of people I worked with in restaurants are dead.
That's odd. All right. Well, maybe you can counsel Joss, because she's gonna need it soon.
It's just crazy.
It is. I just don't get it. Even if they needed, like, even if the actor wanted to leave, or they really didn't need the character and decided to change whatever for whatever reason, like, couldn't we have just had him? We've seen the storyline they talked about this week was his Christmases were bad, his parents were abusive, blah blah blah. Why couldn't we have had his mom, like, I'm assuming his mom's still alive, and his mom call and be like, hey, I'm not in that relationship anymore, or if she had drug and alcohol issues, like, I'm in recovery, blah blah blah, I could really use you closer to home to help me through this time. And be like,
not his responsibility, but okay.
Not his responsibility, but he would have gone and it would have made sense, and we could have left it open-ended. That's way better than let's have him die by a knife that was 2 inches long. Like, come on.
Right. Well, because then we had also seen him when he was decorating and, at the Christmas tree lot with Joss and Trina and Gio, he kind of seemed left out of the positive Christmas memories, so why couldn't we have let him have this first Christmas with his girlfriend and her friend and like their friends, like they were joking about, well, you had a Christmas tree in your dorm, and they're like, yeah, but that was a dorm. It was so small. Like, this is our first, like, why couldn't he have had that?
Right.
Why couldn't we have found out more about him? And I think the thing that I don't understand too is like, if this is truly budget stuff related, then why are we introducing new characters?
Right. Nope. It doesn't make any sense. But maybe he got all his Christmas cheer from that mistletoe with Joss. That was enough. He couldn't have any more.
No. No. I don't get it. I really don't.
I'm going to start buying more mistletoe. That's the reaction.
Poor Anna's having to counsel Joss through it. And like, she knows that he's dying. And she's like, we'll just call your mom. And Joss is like, no, I was just talking to him. He'll be fine. Like, this is just, he's been shot. He was fine. And that's the other thing is that like, everyone saw, this is why I don't think it was Cyrus that stabbed him. Everyone saw Cyrus there. Everyone knows that Cyrus does not like Dex. And like, Laura just got the restraining order put against Cyrus, against the family. And that's what Dex was asking him about. So I don't think it was the group of kids, the group of boys who were fighting over college football, because that's something to get in a fight about. But I know you don't like Cyrus. I know he's creepy. He's gross, whatever. I don't think he's that stupid.
But I just wonder who is, though. Like, because I don't understand why.
I'm telling you, it's the custodian, because he's going to have to clean up that mess.
All right.
Maybe it was his new partner.
Maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just let it go with I don't know, because I can't even come up with a good theory as to why.
There isn't one.
I do feel bad for Joss, though. Like, I feel bad. They're putting her character through all of this loss around the holidays. Like, it has to be emotionally draining.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to make her the next Sasha.
Right.
So, but Sasha's taking care of herself because she's getting prenatal vitamins.
Yep. From Amazon.
Because I was impressed with how quickly she like brushed Carly's comment off and was like, oh no, I'm not getting prenatal vitamins. I'm just looking for regular vitamins. But the algorithm suggests crazy things, because it sure as heck does. You never know what they're going to tell you should be buying.
Yep.
So,
well, especially since, they're all listening anyway, and there's how many babies. You know what? That could have also been, oh no, because Sasha would not have spilled that Brooklyn and Chase were trying.
No. Although the whole room could have known that already, because they were trying to make Tracy so uncomfortable, and it was working, of talking about
that was
how
funny.
They may have to go upstairs and put in some extra work. And she was like, please just stop. So,
that was funny.
Yeah, they were cute together. And then everybody's watching the football game because suddenly everyone is into football.
Yep. Well, I mean, now we have Tyler, whatever. So we need to be, of course everyone knows who he is.
Sure. I'm not into sports like we said before, so even having the star quarterback or whatever, I wouldn't be watching the game. I would be Trina, even less interested. But she was she was very cute with him this week, because he submitted his half of the art project to her, and she was adorable, like I feel like you would be, of double checking that he did not plagiarize anyone. And then being a little upset that his part may be better than hers even. And so after they won the game, she took Gio's all access pass and went down to the field to be like, hey, so I still don't get it, but it sounded like really awesome that you guys won. Good job. And he tried to start explaining some football terms to her and go from there. So I'm excited.
I don't blame her for checking it, though, because teachers do that now, I guess. They put their papers through. So, I mean, she's already feeling like she's skating on thin ice with her grade as it is. Absolutely. She's like, I'm not going to let him just submit something, and I'm not going to check it to make sure that it's accurate and not plagiarized. And yeah.
I agree. I just wouldn't think of that. You would. So with Trina. So.
Yeah. Yeah. But then we also saw Trina kind of flirty with Gio with asking him to teach her Italian.
Yeah. And he told her she's out of luck. He could only teach her how to play violin.
Yep. So I don't know.
I'm not sure what direction they're going to take, but I'm thinking that they're going to have her in a relationship with someone before I'm just saying that they have to bring Spencer back eventually. So before they bring Spencer back, and I think that they're setting that up with the whole Ava debacle of suddenly her bank account is frozen and she has no money.
A short trip here can give you a long-haul holiday here. Collect Avios on your everyday spending and jet off to somewhere special. Sign up to the British Airways Club and collect Avios on your daily commute, online shopping and groceries. Then spend your Avios on flights, car hire, hotels and more. Your everyday can pay for your holiday. Start collecting today. Search Avios. T's and C's apply.
And she has no credit cards.
I was not thinking Spencer, but it kind of makes sense.
Who else do you think then?
I don't know. I was just thinking that's weird.
Oh, okay.
Like, I had no rhyme or reason. I think that it's just one of those weird things that, why is her divorce settlement getting taken back now? Alexis was the only one I could think of, but she's been real busy with, her daughter dying and her other daughter going to trial, and the other daughter, everything's a mess.
Right.
I don't think she cares too much about Nicholas's money, and it's a divorce settlement. So,
right.
It's not like it was Spencer's to begin with. It's not like it was life insurance money and Nicholas was found to be alive.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the justification is going to be, but my mind went to Spencer just because he was always about the money. But at the same time, him and Ava made up before he left. So I don't know that he'd do that to her in that way either. I'm not saying he wouldn't fight for it, but I don't know that it would just be unexpected like that.
Yeah. But apparently neither Ava nor Rick have credit cards.
Nope. So they have to call Lucas and be like, hey, can you come pay for our food? Not even, can you give
$670 something on the two of them for a couple drinks and a cheese plate?
Yeah. I'm assuming there's some caviar or something going on there. But if I got in a bind that I needed money and I couldn't think of anyone else to call other than you, I would call you and be like, hey, so I lost my purse, forgot my purse, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Can you give your credit card over the number to this guy? I wouldn't let you show up there.
To be fair, though, okay, here's the other thing that Mater D was like, you have to destroy your card now. No, you don't.
No. See, I didn't know if that was like a thing, because I know like that's the thing they do on TV a lot is like they'll cut up the cards right in front of you. And I'm like, are you actually have to do that? I thought
let's go to Google on this. We didn't talk about this last time. Okay, hold on. Do credit cards need to be destroyed if declined multiple times? No, you do not need to destroy a credit card if it's declined multiple times. Instead, you should contact your credit card issuer to understand the reason for the decline and address any underlying issues like exceeding your credit card limit and correct billing information to regain access to your card. Now, not anymore. It used to be a signal. There used to be a signal that an issuer could send back to a terminal that said destroy. So that would have been, okay, so like if your credit card had been stolen.
Right.
But you would have had to have contacted your credit card company and then their decline would have said destroy.
Right.
It was rarely used, but it was a thing. Usually when fraud was suspected on the account or the account was closed by the issuer.
Okay.
So, but it doesn't make sense because like Ava thought that she had the money, which then how did she find out that her divorce settlement had been removed?
She got a phone call. She had called
after hours? After hours like that.
Right, exactly. Because she had called, she said she called the bank and then she called a few other people. No one answered. Lucas came and then she got a phone call back. And whenever she hung up, she was like, it's my divorce settlement. They took it back.
Yeah, wouldn't you have received like some court documents about that beforehand?
That's why I was thinking if it was something malicious from like Kristina or even Cyrus, like you would see them talking to Spinelli or another computer whiz that could break into the system and pull it back. If it was court ordered, like, yeah, you got a notice somewhere, lady. I don't know.
Yeah. Because then her check to Rick bounced, and that's why his card wasn't working. Again,
he also doesn't have credit cards.
No credit cards. No credit cards. Regardless of if you believe in credit cards or not, you should have them for certain things like travel and
renting cars.
Like there's protection there. I mean, I guess if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars in your bank account, perhaps the $500 hold on the rental car.
But even then, like for like online shopping and stuff like that, or even nowadays, like getting gas and stuff, because there's some skimmers everywhere, I would feel the same thing. If I had enough money to spend $700 or whatever it was on dinner for two, I would use my credit card just to know that there was protection in case something else happened, or like we said before, being smart shoppers to earn my 2% back or whatever.
I want my miles. I like my free flights.
Yeah. So I don't know. Copycatting there. But yeah, poor Lucas. And so then they are like, do you want to join us? And he's like, I mean, I guess, since I just paid for this. So he sat down and had a conversation with them. And he was seeming kind of like out of it. Because I think right before that's whenever Brad told him that he was going to Miami also. And I'm disappointed with his reaction, because he should have been, absolutely not, Brad, that's not happening. Or he should have been like, oh yeah, we'll have a beach day. But his wishy-washiness is making me angry. Yep. Pick a side. Yep. That's all.
Yeah.
Either give him hope because there's hope, or shut it down because there is no hope. Quit playing this in the middle.
Yep.
Lucas is better than this, and even Brad deserves better than this.
Well, and Brad has been doing such a good job of he's not the one that started the baseball conversation. He's not the one that has started the reminiscing. And this one, he's like, yeah, remember how we always wanted to go away and blah, 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 blah. Now you just kind of seem like a stalker, dude.
Yeah, that's a big deal to change plans like that. Like, there's no need for you to be at this conference. What are you doing?
No.
So I don't know what they're going to do with that, but I do feel like Lucas needs to set some better boundaries.
Well, stick to them himself.
Right.
So, and what else?
Brennan called out Carly on her boundaries this week, or lack thereof. Like, we were friends. Why are you bugging my office? And I know that it's wrong, but I did like her response. Like, I saw where she was coming from, of her being like, no, I bugged your office because I was trying to prove to my people that you don't know anything. And instead you proved that my people were right because you called Valentine. So
right.
What's up, dude? And then, right before that, or maybe after that, but the next like leap of characters was Lulu going to Nina and going off on her about how she has to know where Charlotte is and that she needs to see her and blah, blah, blah. And Nina assistant ended up calling security on her, and so then they called Carly, and Carly came down and was like, yeah, that's my cousin, I'm gonna take her upstairs. And so she took her up to Brennan and was like, here, this is the guy you should talk to.
But then they're also making Lulu like bonkers, because she immediately goes to Nina and is like, you know where they are, you need to get in touch with Valentine, blah blah blah. Oh, sorry, I didn't know that went away. Like, you need to go to, now I was getting like I need to figure out what the heck's going on. Maybe it is my Wi-Fi. But she said something about how you know where he is. I know that you know where he is, blah, 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 blah. And then Nina's like, yeah, so you've been out for 4 years. A lot's changed. And I'm not with Valentine. Like, we're not even close or anything. And Lulu should have believed that because she does love Charlotte. You know, like, she would definitely have not, if she thought Lulu, even if she hated Lulu, which she's not a big fan, but still, she would not keep Charlotte from her mom.
No.
Now she wouldn't.
Right.
So I don't know.
And then Lulu went up to talk to Brennan and was kind of a little cuckoo with him too, because she's like, I'll take the WSB down. It's like, no, you won't, girlfriend. What are you talking about?
Right. Well, and she's like, has anyone checked Windermere? And then she goes by herself, apparently sounds the alarm because Dante and his guys show up, And he's just like, guys, she's getting in her own way. Just leave me alone with her. We'll talk. She did thank him for not telling her right away about Sam. And she's like, I don't know how you don't hate me.
Yes, that was a nice heart to heart they had.
Yeah. And he's like, I can't hate you for being alive. He's like, but I'm always going to miss Sam now. It's kind of stinks. But yeah, then she found that box. I had said that I wished it had the tarot cards in it. And then Lulu would have maybe remembered, ooh, they used the tarot cards on me when I was frozen.
Yes. That would have been awesome.
That would have been. And then Laura had told Martin about her experience being in her catatonic state for 4 years. And this was where I had the rant of how many kisses he gave her because it was just weird. I'm really mad that whole section is gone forever now. Yeah, it was just gross.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, she filled him in on that. Oh, we just talked about how we also liked how they're doing like all these little history lessons, like kind of snuck in there. So like Laura filled Martin in on when she was in her state for 4 years and how she came out and suddenly Lulu was a grown teenager. And Martin's like, that's fantastic. Now your daughter knows that she has someone to talk to about this. Like, that's not what I want to be bonding with my daughter over.
Right. We both lost multiple years of our lives.
Right. But.
Oh, and then we got the history lesson, which I was not expecting, at the Quartermaines, because Maxie went to check on Sasha, and Willow came in and was being all bratty to her. And she was like, yeah, she's still mad because I told my boyfriend that she had kissed someone else. And so she's mad. And, then Maxie was like, well, I kind of have experience from being on the other side. And so you have to understand, blah, 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 blah. And Sasha is shocked and is like, what are you talking about? Like, you've never had a married boyfriend before? What is going on? And then Maxie's like, well, actually, lucky, like a million moons ago, I was hooking up with him. And so it was cute to see Sasha's reaction just because so much life has taken place since then, and that's all that she knows. And so it sounds ridiculous to think of Maxie hooking up with Lucky, even though back then it was but it still like made sense at the time.
And did she actually give the full, by the way, I was also supplying him his drug addiction pills?
I don't think she told him that she was supplying the drug addiction, and I don't think she told her that she faked a pregnancy. I think she was only admitting the adult relations.
Yes. Yeah, that was interesting because Willow came up to the house to get Amelia's medicine because she had had an ear infection, and Willow was obviously less than thrilled to be having any type of contact with Sasha.
Yeah. And then that evening was the party at the Quartermaines where everyone was watching the football game instead of paying attention. And Tracy had enough because Ned turned up the volume off of Michael's phone that was streaming the game to the TV. And so she grabbed Michael's phone and went to stop the volume. And instead she flipped to a different video to stream. And we all got to see Drew hooking up with Willow.
Yep.
I liked that was before Joss had left to go see Dex. And so I liked how protective she was of her brother. And like even Trina was like, listen, your brother's an adult. Like, go do your stuff if he needs you.
Mm-hmm.
He knows where to find you. But everyone was very shocked at the footage.
And Willow called Michael out. She's like, everyone else seems surprised and you didn't. Did you take this? And that's when Carly lost her mind and was like, you are not blaming him for us all finding out.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah. And then Michael said to her that he wasn't going to say anything until after the holidays. And she said that she had full intentions of telling him. She was just going to wait till after the holidays as well. So they could have one more perfect Christmas together, which is wrong because the second that they find out the truth about each other, it's perfect. So,
yeah. And she had told Drew that she was going to tell him too.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, Drew tried to call Ned out on doing the same thing. And he's like, 1, didn't know that Monica was my aunt. And 2, didn't know that she was married.
Right.
Monica knew that she was married. She did not know that she was Ned's aunt. But also, this is, even though it was not okay, is when Monica and Alan were having their revenge affairs back and forth with each other, like against each other. So,
Oh, you brought up a good point earlier. You said that you didn't think that that the video was gonna show. You thought that once Michael hooked his phone up, that there was gonna be a text message from Curtis, and that would have been genius. I love that idea. I'm so mad
because
they
we had
didn't do
already
that.
talked. Curtis had called Michael and said, "Listen, I'm kind of on board. Don't want to tank Aurora because I've worked hard for this. You've worked hard for this.
Right, it's
But
our
we can
paycheck.
just take down Drew." And
Yeah.
Curtis gave him so many outs. He gave Drew so many outs.
Yep.
And Drew was like, I haven't really been able to work on our transition plan. Sam just died, blah, 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 blah. And Curtis like, I'll just take that for you. Like, I'll go ahead and take care of that.
Yeah,
Like, we should
right,
get this done now because, the company's closing next week for the holidays. And companies do that. My sister-in-law's company does that. They close for a week in Christmas, a week around Christmas and a week or two in July.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep, it's always the same weeks. So that way everyone can just plan their vacations without having to worry about
Very nice.
production or anything like that. So, but yeah, he's like, yeah, the company's going to close down for the year. Let's get this done. That way I'll oversee everything. You just worry about the holidays and getting moved to DC, and I'll just sweep in the new year as the new CEO. And he's like, yeah, no.
Right. He just keeps having excuses.
But Tracy and Ned think that they'll be able to get Drew kicked out of the house because Monica loves Jason and Michael so much that there's no way she's going to let him stay. Oh, and that was the other thing, is that Carly called Drew out on, I knew that there was a reason why Jason beat the crap out of you.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, I understand that Monica likes Michael and Jason better, but I also don't know that she's going to want Scout kicked out, which I don't see Drew leaving Scout there after all of this. So that makes me sad. Like, what are we doing with Scout? She deserves to be with her brothers. So,
I don't know. I don't know. It's a shame she's not a little bit older because she would actually have a say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They made such a big deal about how those kids want to stay together and how he made a promise to her. I don't know how they're going to rate it with all this arguing. I don't see him just being like, okay, Dante can keep you.
Maybe she'll say it in front of the family, though. She'll be like, Dad, you told me I could stay.
Yeah, maybe. That would be good.
And then Olivia will be the one to be like, listen, we've got her, because it's not going to be Tracy. Tracy will not kick Scout out, but...
No, but she doesn't have the same...
That's not going to be...
her.
Yeah. Like, that's not going to be comforting to Drew that Tracy wants her to stay. So...
Right.
What else? Oh, what else happened? Oh, Molly and Alexis talked because Molly was trying to move out or trying to go somewhere else because she's like, if I'm still here, Kristina's going to think that you're siding with me and then you're going to lose her. And then Alexis went and talked to Kristina about how the trial's over now. She didn't get what she wants, but she now needs to focus on healing, because if she doesn't, it's impacting everybody else now. Like, everyone else,
right,
understood everything. Oh, and that was before that, though. Kristina and Sonny had been talking at Pizzulo's, and he had asked her if she had put any more thought into his job offer, and she was like, I don't know how excited I am about coffee. This is the thing that kills me, though, and this is the conversation that, I mean, he's going to get a job no matter what it is, but like we have that with my daughter too. Like, sometimes you just have to get a job. It doesn't have to be something you're excited about. It doesn't have to be something you're passionate about. It's something that you need to pay the bills with.
I had that conversation with my daughter yesterday because we're like in walking distance of a bunch of different restaurants, fast food places, etc. And she's like, but I don't want to work with food. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes you don't have that option when you don't drive and you're looking for a quick income. These are the places that you may need to look at because they are right there.
These are the options that all of your other decisions have opened up for you.
Right. Exactly. Yes. It's not supposed to be a career. It's supposed to be a job. There's a difference. So.
And it can be a career, just typically moving up.
Right. I mean, if you don't want to make it a career, absolutely not. But I just mean, if you're just in it for money, then yeah, the point is not to stay there for a lifetime. It's to get the experience and move on to something else.
Right. Put it on your resume. Move on.
Right. Was not putting down anyone in entry level jobs because that is 100% me. So that's what happens when you stay home with your babies for a million years. Totally supporting that.
Million years. Dang.
Yep, a million years. So it feels like. So anyway. Oh, and so he offers Kristina to take back over Charlie's because finally, you pointed out it's been a year and a half since Phyllis has been on screen. But finally, he tells her that Phyllis has gone back to Nixon Falls, and I almost forgot it. We haven't heard it in a while after hearing it, I swear, every day for all that time. So he needs someone to run Charlie's, and so she is taking back over that responsibility. And Alexis goes to her there and is like, "Listen, your sister's staying with me, and I hope that you stop blaming everyone else." So that we can have a relationship. But I was happy that Alexis finally stood up for Molly instead of just continuing on with Kristina. Now that Molly needs her. I don't feel like it was wrong before when Molly kind of said, like, I got this. I'm a grown up. It's fine. Take care of Kristina. She's the one crumbling. I know that then she would turn around and complain about it to everyone else. But what she said to Alexis was, take care of her. It's fine. So, yeah, sometimes a mom has to not pick between two, but pick how her time is spent between two at different moments. So,
I know, I get that. I mean, when my daughter's behaviors were more intense and needed more attention, like we had to tell my son, it was, I will absolutely still be here to take care of you. It's just in the safety moment.
Right.
I have to focus on this and I will help you with your thing as soon as I hated it. And I still hate when it happens now.
Oh, yeah. I used to send my kids to the neighbors whenever my daughter was having one of her moments. So trust me, it felt like a whole thing.
Yeah, I never got that. I was just here.
I had the best neighbors ever before. And so I
like your neighbor now.
I don't, you know what? She's about as social as I am. So there's no connection there.
Aw. Well, she's great.
I'm sure she is. There's the pulling out of the driveway, wave at each other. There's see the baby that's not really a baby anymore walking around and being like, oh my gosh, she's so cute, blah, blah, blah. But besides that, there's no real interaction. I would not send my kids over to that neighbor's house. I'm sure that I could, but I wouldn't. But my neighbor before was awesome. She knew the struggles I had. She was also a single mom. So we kind of caught each other where we needed to. So it was nice.
That's sweet. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad that Molly's getting the attention that she deserves now because she's accepting it, where before she was not.
Yeah. And then what else?
Is there anything else in the headlines that we missed? I really can't think of anything else.
Hold on, I turned off my TV. Yeah, because I had stopped taking notes just because of how I had to watch. I watched Monday on Friday, and then I had a lot of stuff suddenly pop up for work that I had it all planned out, that I was just going to spend Friday relaxing before going to get my son and watching GH.
You should have known that wasn't going to work out that way. Okay.
Yeah,
you should
I
know
know.
better than to make a plan.
I know. Or a plan to relax.
Right.
Natalia and Sonny. I actually forget what the heck happened there. They just had dinner, right? And they talked about her son a little bit.
They talked about her son a little bit, and then Rick and Ava walked in, and that's whenever they yelled at her. They were like, "Oh, is this payback for the fact that Natalia lied on the stand for you?" And it's like, "I didn't lie, and it doesn't really even matter. So can you just go away?" And then Sonny shared how him and Rick didn't grow up together, and that's why there's this animosity between the two of them, and Rick is not to be trusted.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, it was. I feel like it's the same conversation Sonny's had with every woman that he's ever dated. I swear to God, I wish I could have copies of the script and see if it's just the exact same spiel, because they're like, "Why aren't you close with your brother?" And he's like, "Oh, well, we weren't raised together," and blah, 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 blah. He didn't include the part about Rick locking Carly in the basement. So yeah, maybe his story's changed a little bit, but yeah, it's that same rundown that you would expect from Sonny.
Yeah, that was. Oh, did Maxie and Lulu see each other?
Oh, finally at
We didn't talk about that the last time either.
No, we didn't. We didn't at Carly's.
Mm.
Oh, and Carly had to tell Lulu about Bobby. We didn't say that this time
Yes. Yeah.
I wish we could release both of them just to hear the
I know.
differences.
But yeah, I forgot about that because, yeah, she finally saw, because Maxie's going around, she's like, if I ever see her.
Yes, yes.
And then they finally did see each other, yeah. And she found out that Bailey Lou was named after her.
Yes.
Well, has her middle name, has her name as her middle name. So that was nice. They got to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, we also talked about the fact that Willow and Nina tried to take the kids.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And that I felt like it was appropriate for Carly to step in then and be like, yeah, where are you guys going? Because I don't think so.
Yep. Ooh, and Gio said, when Uncle Sonny finds out, Drew is a dead man.
Yes.
Oh, and Jason got Martin and asked him where Valentine was.
Yeah, that was all just dumb.
Oh, Lulu hung up the phone on Erica Kane. We didn't talk about that last time.
True. Erica has her own crazy daughter. She'll understand. I know Lulu's not her daughter, but she's inquiring about her daughter. Erica will be like, yeah, Kendall's done that plenty of times. It's fine.
Yeah, I think that may have been it.
That's who they should have. Oh my God. That's who they should have run the LGBT community center is Erica Kane's daughter, Bianca. Boom. That would be amazing.
Oh, wasn't she the first lesbian?
I believe that she was. And if not, she made a huge impact, whether she was first or not, because she was Bianca was like the equivalent of our Robin, pretty much. I don't know that it was the same actress forever, but like that was Erica Kane's princess.
Yeah. I'm just checking because I remember that was such a big, she was the first long-term lesbian character on an American soap opera.
That would have been perfect. Man, what?
This should just go to show how she came out in 2000.
Oh my God.
Why does it not feel like that should have been a headline in 2000?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
No, I didn't realize. I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
She also wasn't like, she could have been figuring herself out during the teenage years and stuff too. I'm not exactly sure. I feel like Bianca was.
I don't mean just her. I just mean that it was.
Yeah. No, the fact
that
was the first character is absurd. But I just mean like age wise, I don't feel like the character was that old.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's my brilliant thought for the week.
There you go. Yeah, I think that was it.
Alrighty.
Oh, no. Drew seeks Nina's assistance. Basically, he's trying to get Nina to help him get Drew off his back about being CEO. And she's like, no. Yeah. Nina's going to be even less helpful to Drew now that she saw that video. Disgusting. But I am glad that her first reaction was to help her daughter, not stand there and be like, oh my God, we're hooking up with the same guy, and get like petty about it. Ew. Yeah. Oh, I think she's beyond that because she already knew that they kissed. So I think that she had already. I think so too, but Nina can be weird, so who knows? That is true. I wasn't sure what I was expecting. I can't remember if we mentioned it during this recording, but we mentioned it during the first one that Carly told Lulu about, well, Nina's changed a lot in the 4 years. She's already had and lost another husband. And Lulu's like, who's like, Sonny. Yeah. So, yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay. I think that might be it this time. All right. Well, again.
Reality check. So what was your reality check again?
Well, apparently my Wi-Fi hates me. Didn't hate me a lot this week. I'm just happy that it wasn't me because I was so mad. Like, I felt bad interrupting you, and then I was so mad because that last time I was like, I restarted my phone. I didn't just like swipe out. I restarted the whole thing, and it still was not working. It just makes zero sense how I had no issue. I agree. Like, that's the problem, is that it was, right. We'll know for next time. Hopefully there won't be a next time. Yeah, hopefully there's not a next time. But no, this week was kind of weird. I had a closing that took actually 2 days. now I'm looking at my calendar, and I did way more than I thought I did. I went and showed vacation properties to a friend at a local ski resort, or like the ski town, on Tuesday. We spent a few hours doing that. And it was actually really cool because we stopped by the office just to ask some questions. She just wanted to talk to them and, find out how they are too. And the security guard was like, I can take you around for a tour if you want. And so he took us for like an hour around all the properties, gave us, and it was perfect because we looked at probably 6 places, which typically I don't do that many in one shot, but she's really trying to figure out what exactly is it that she wants. This tour was perfect because she's like, now I know where on the mountain I want to be. I know, all these things that we wouldn't have known, or it would have taken us a few times to get there for her to know which type of property she would want. So we did that. Wednesday was the Chamber Awards. Thursday was part 1 of my closing, and then it finally closed officially on Friday. Friday, we went and picked up my son and it was like our last, typically, we go up, we get a hotel, we go see lights, we spend the night, we have dinner at our favorite place near his school, and then Saturday we do all of the shopping, and it was the last one like this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And he's sweet because he's like, well, my friends and I, they watched the video game awards this week. He's like, we're already talking about making this, our annual thing that whoever's still left at the school, like those of us that are leaving are going to come back and we'll watch it together. And then even after we graduate, and I'm like, I want that for you so much.
Right. Right.
I want that to actually happen for you, but we all know there's a good chance that's not.
Say that. Some people keep those connections. So fingers crossed he does.
I just mean like even him being local or, stuff like that. So, it was kind of a more chaotic than I remembered. And we did a Christmas gift wrapping at the mall there's a local organization that partners with the police departments, and it's my networking group through the chamber that meets every Thursday morning once a month in December. One Thursday morning in December, our entire meeting is at this place wrapping gifts for all the kids and everything. And then, my Ronald McDonald House events wrapped up this week. Finally ended on Thursday. We had 14 events in 5 cities, and each one averaged between like 8 to 10 different participants and fed anywhere between 30 to 50 people.
Wow, that's crazy. So, that's awesome.
That was fun. But now it's done. So a little bit of a break until plan the next one. So I guess I did more than I realized. I thought I was boring. How about you?
Nope, I'll be the boring one this week because I enjoyed being boring. I have been running around trying to make sure that my mom has everything she needs for Christmas because she doesn't get out very much, and she, wants to do it up like she used to always do it, even though that's not realistic, and helping the kids do stuff and blah, 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 blah. So this week I was selfish and was like, nope, I'm off these days. Everyone leave me alone. Not doing anything. Nice. And so I enjoyed being lazy and just kind of doing what I needed to do as I needed to do it for getting our stuff together and getting everything the way it needs to be. So
very nice.
Yeah, I'm sure it just means I'll be doubly slammed this week, but I enjoyed last week.
That is how that typically tends to shake out for me as well.
Yeah.
Not fun. But so join us on Thursday as we continue talking about Lucky Spencer. This week it is when we are introduced to Jacob Young and see what happened after, or what happens with Lucky under Helena's spell.
You tried real hard for that closing there. That was real good. Because on the first recording, the whole beginning is, oh my gosh, Lucky, blah, blah, blah. And then the end of it, you're like, yeah.
Oh, that's because I shared about how the whole drive up to my son's school, I had a work issue. So I spent like 2 hours on the phone. And then on the way home, something got us talking about General Hospital. And I shared with my husband that seriously, like this, Lucky and Liz were, and everyone who's been fans of our show for a long time know this, like this is my first storyline. Like this is the one that I was invested in, like I knew, right. I watched the show, I knew what was going on, but like this was my first, I was there from the beginning. I saw it all happen. And now we're getting it back. And it's beautiful. 30 years later.
I absolutely agree. It's just Good job getting your enthusiasm up when you're talking about other lucky because it wasn't there in the last recording. So
I tried, amped myself up. So,
all right.
All right. So
have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review. And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.
A short trip here can give you a long-haul holiday here. Collect Avios on your everyday spending and jet off to somewhere special. Sign up to the British Airways Club and collect Avios on your daily commute, online shopping and groceries. Then spend your Avios on flights, car hire, hotels and more. Your everyday can pay for your holiday. Start collecting today. Search Avios. T's and C's apply.